They're all six figures, man. Fuck it.
Shit.
Well, might
Yeah,
as well
well.
go out with a bang.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. So I'm in home quarantine, boys. Dank, I was just telling Jeremy about this. I've been in Melbourne for the last week, and so I got back I think Monday, and getting down to Victoria was easy because they've opened up. Like they're still getting a fair few COVID cases and all that. Getting down there was nothing. You just flew down and just walked through the airport. But getting back home, man, fucking hell. So I had to apply for a border pass, like a fucking basically a temporary
yeah, an
interstate
alien.
passport,
Yeah.
basically.
Glory to our Stotska.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so to get that within 72 hours of flying back, I had to go get like a proper PCR test, which is like you've actually got to go to a hospital to the pathologist. It's not just one of those drive-through ones. You've got to pay $150 and go to an appointment and all that. So I had to get that 72 hours before flying back. Fill out this fucking border pass that was just, I mean, it was like jumping through hoops. Do you have a suitable place that you can home quarantine? Rah, rah, rah. So to get back, I had to have all that shit and show my double fucking vaccine passport and all that, and attach the files and all that sort of shit. They've approved that. I've jumped on the plane.
This is a travel inside your own country.
This is to travel interstate, man. And
Yeah.
not only is it to travel interstate, this is just to get home. Like I live in this state that I had to apply for all this shit for, right?
Yeah, you're a foreigner
And
now.
yeah, and so I've flown back, and it's like full on international customs. There's cops everywhere. There's lines. They're checking your fucking temperature. Yeah, the day that I got back, I had to go get another COVID test, and then I've got to home quarantine for 14 days, right? And that includes my wife and kids, so none of us can go anywhere because they're close contacts, you know. I've got to go get another fucking another test. I think tomorrow, and then one on day 12. So you've got to get constant test. That's the only reason you're allowed to leave the house is to go get a test. Fucking what else? Oh, and they've got they've got like a reporting system where they send you. You've got to have location services,
Oh
turned
my
on your
god.
phone. And so they message you at a random time of the day. They might even message you twice, and you have to and you have you have to respond within 10 minutes, like
Oh,
with
they
this
show up.
survey. And if you don't, they ring you, and if you don't answer, then they send the authorities around.
That's so
My fucking
fucked.
god, man.
Yeah,
That makes
yeah.
did you see that? I think it was a woman self-immolated down there over the COVID restrictions.
What do you mean?
You know, like you remember the Rage Against the Machine record cover for their self-titled with the monk who's like engulfed in flames?
Whoa,
Yeah.
is that
Yeah, she
real?
did that. Yeah, in Australia.
Jeez.
Fucking hell.
Then there was a guy in Germany who I don't know faked his wife's vaccine status, got and like his work found out, not even like the cops. So he
Yeah.
went home and killed her, their kid, and himself. But yeah, I
Oh, that was in
mean,
Germany.
yeah, right,
What?
yeah. So like,
Holy shit.
yeah, the lockdowns definitely don't have any kind of effect on people. That's crazy, guys. That's crazy.
Well, what about the situation in the Northern Territory where they've got army trucks rounding people up? You know, like
The
there
people
was
that
this one.
escaped a voluntary
Two
quarantine.
seconds.
Yeah, yeah. There was this one chick who she was apparently she had one of her friends got the coup, and so the cops or whatever have come around to her house and said, um, your friends got COVID. Have you had a test? And she lied and she said, yeah, I've had a test. And they found out, and so they blocked off her driveway to keep her from going anywhere. Like put a car in front of it and said, "You're coming with us." Took her to the fucking, took her to the camp to quarantine for 14 days. Anyway, she had a test. She doesn't have it, but she's still got to stay in this camp for 14 days for some reason.
That's insane.
Isn't it?
I'm back.
Isn't it?
That's that's It's so fucked, dude. Like in the United States, like I live in a relatively free state outside of a few like mask weirdos, and even like when I go to a place that requires masks and I don't wear one, not once has anyone said anything to me. And then I
Yeah.
like, I follow Australian news because of you, or like UK news too, because like Euro news, because of Dink, and it's like, man, Boris Johnson too. What a piece of shit.
Oh
Like
yeah,
that
yeah.
guy's out fucking
Fucking
partying, maskless, and then he's like, oh, more lockdowns.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't he have a party at the what's the at Downing Street or whatever?
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's like the Prime Minister's office.
Oh, yeah. I followed. I just saw that like in rapid succession of him having a party, maskless or whatever. Like, fuck, man. Like, I know this is like dangerous to say, but like, man, when are people gonna fucking push back? Like, this is nuts, dude. Like,
Mm.
in the United States, it's nowhere near. I guess the closest would be like California, San Francisco. But like, because San Francisco today, I haven't read the story yet. It's on my my Feedly to read later. Um, some California school were vaccinating students in secret with offering them like free pizza, this allegedly, and that they told the kids to not tell their parents.
Wow.
Like,
what the
are you
fuck?
fucking kidding me? Like, they'll put those people. Those people first of all be in jail. Second of all, holy fuck, man! If my kid was in that school, like that, I mean, it'd be on. Like that's what I mean? Like, and I'm like a relatively docile guy. I mean, I can't believe some parents didn't show up down there and throw a beat down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have fucking kicked off. I would have went off my fucking head. Like I'm every day, I am tempted to homeschool Sadie.
Well, yeah, imagine Sadie
Like
comes home,
every
right? And
day.
it's like, uh, you know, and then she tells you that, oh, they gave us free pizza if we got the vaccine, but they told us not to tell you. Like, I have a feeling there'd be like a puff of smoke and you would be gone out of the house on your way to that school. Like, there's just no way.
I'd be down there. I'd be down there. Like I see. I would basically go. Whose idea was this? Because me and him are going to be in the paper tomorrow.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, like yeah.
Yeah. I'm about to commit a crime so heinous. They,
I'm about to commit a crime. Oh Lord, here I go again,
yeah.
committing crime.
Yeah, it's I watch kind of, from where, relatively, you know, uh free state, and it's like, man, this shit is we've been saying it since the beginning. This shit is never gonna end. I look at the Australia stuff and it's like, oh yeah, they escaped a voluntary. Well, what the fuck is a barbed wire for then?
Yeah, if you're getting grabbed and they're like you're like running through the forest and they're like coming through
Yeah,
the trees with the flashlights and the sniffing dogs
yeah. What part
and
of that
shit,
was
man.
voluntary? Did you want
Yeah,
the
that's not
concentration camp
voluntary. Yeah.
experience? They're like, oh no, this is a people are signing up to feel what it was like to be a Jew in a concentration camp. Like it's an experience. The
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck
the
that. I would break out. I'd run.
I just don't know. Like, do you think it's just that the people just genuinely think they're doing the right thing and they're just going into these fucking camps? Like, what happened to what's her name, Claire Lehman? She's turned into like some kind of weird authoritarian now too. Like, if you criticize
Yeah.
the stuff going on in Australia, she's like, she loses her shit.
Yeah, she's got a massive beef going on with Tim Pool,
I
hasn't
know,
she?
yeah, it's pretty funny. She'd probably beat him in a fight too.
See, I'd never heard of her. She's with that Quillette thing, isn't she?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've never.
Yeah, they sort of kind of worked with Tommy Robinson like years ago, like a long time ago.
yeah,
And they were kind of okay. They were kind of they did like the honest thing with him where they went, yes, he's got some bad opinions, but he's not a Nazi, he's not a white supremacist, like blah blah blah. Like they were like very, very fair
How long did that
with him.
last?
Oh no, that lasted
Oh,
like for
there
a
you
while, but
go.
then there was like some fallouts and shit like that, and like some Twitter beef, like when back. Remember when Tommy was on Twitter?
Yeah, those are
There was
those are
like
great.
yeah, there was some of that, but like no, that sort of maintained for like a little while. But then obviously, yeah, I've no idea why this putting people in camps is a good thing. Like shit, I don't know
I
where the fuck
know.
that's coming from.
Yeah, I thought she used to be kind of based, and then like I shared a stage with her at MythCon, and then like I had no idea who she was, but then I talked to her later that night, and she seemed like pretty intellectual. But like, man, everybody's got their, I guess their, like I think if people just consume it and they're so afraid that they are like delusional, the people that thought this shit was going to be just 2 weeks to slow the spread, like how have they not woken up? It's been over a year.
Do you know what's going to happen? By the way, like 50 years from now, right, when like kids are in school learning about all the shit that our governments around the world did during this pandemic, like everyone's going to be like, Jesus, that's fucked up. That's so
Yeah,
bad. Aren't you glad that we don't live like from back then?
dude, like
Like, aren't you glad?
Yeah, either that or it's going to be much worse, and they're going to go, "Wow, they were free back then."
yeah, wow, they didn't have to
Uh,
carry around their papers like have it tattooed on their underneath their
Yeah,
skin or whatever.
yeah, they didn't need to get chips installed in their arm.
Yeah,
yeah, like
God, yeah,
it was people had like, only two pronouns back then and shit. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. God, they were so yeah, they were so stupid. The
Yeah,
so have you guys been following the Juicy Smollier trial?
sort of.
it's been pretty interesting.
I've been tuning in and out. I heard that